So when we're talking about using these therapies together, can someone safely be on HRT, a peptide protocol, and a GLP medication all at the same time, or does that overload the system?
Great question. So we actually at Advanced Vitality believe that testosterone pairs extremely well with a GLP-1. You know, a GLP-1, we are always going to say, hey, let's start changing your lifestyle. Let's eat better. Let's get some strength training in. Let's get some walking in. But if your hormones are zero or very bottomed out, you're still going to lose some muscle mass, you know? And so we love a combination of testosterone and a GLP. We see some remarkable changes. You know, you're talking 20 pounds of body fat lost and 5 pounds of muscle gain. You know, that's a 25-pound swing. You just added years to your life and also just mobility and just confidence. You can also add a peptide in. And again, as you pointed out, GLPs are peptides, but when we talk about and say that word, many people are asking more like, you know, can I add a Tesamorelin? Can I add a CJC Ipa? You can add that too, and that's not going to be a problem. For me, if you want the best bang for your buck and aesthetics are important and you really want to lose a little weight and tighten up and gain some muscle, I think there's nothing better than pairing like a terzepatide with some testosterone. And, you know, if you're a female, we might also have progesterone in that stack too, just because your progesterone's low. You can add a Tesamorelin, you can add a CJC Ipa. Those are all GH releasing. CJC and Ipa are gonna be a little cheaper than like Tesamorelin. Tesamorelin's gonna be your highest. And by feel, you just feel stronger, muscles are fuller. You're gonna just have a little bit more of a rounder look to your muscles. And some people don't care about all that. So the answer is yes, you can do all that. And we highly, highly recommend testosterone and a GLP-1 together.
So I would say that it's because, well, I'll say it out loud and you can affirm whether or not this is correct. With a hormone, you're hitting a certain system. You're putting in testosterone, you're putting in estrogen, you're putting in progesterone.
Yeah.
With a GLP, you're signaling a certain pathway. Mm-hmm. With another peptide, you're signaling a different pathway. So because you're hitting these different areas, you're not signaling one thing.
No.
To do all these different,
that's correct.
To try and support all these different things.
That's correct.
You have 3 different systems essentially that you're touching on.
That's correct. Whereas like the GLP-1, semaglutide, tirzepatide, as we talked about, is improving your metabolic machinery, okay? So when we eat and we're very insulin sensitive, a lot of those nutrients in the muscle tissue. So that medication helps that process. And now if you have a growth signaler like testosterone there for recovery, repair, nitrogen retention, protein, you pair that together, you're getting a 1-2 punch. And then if you put in a Tesamorelin, that's a third growth pathway. That's IGF-1. And that's a different pathway from an anabolic pathway like testosterone. And then, so now you've got the metabolic machinery improving. Your insulin sensitivity is picking up. The food that you're eating is now making it into the muscle cell. You've got anabolism picked up because your hormones are now at tip-top shape. And then you've got an IGF-1 score that is higher that is going to push growth as well.